All right, welcome back to another episode of the After High School Podcast. We're back here today with two guests, two family members, and again, Sean's not here. But basically, this episode is an interview with my brother, Julian.
What's up?
And we also had my cousin, Jason, sit in for this episode too. We're going to give him his own episode, so if you see me not ask him like more questions like towards Jason, that's why. This is an episode for Julian. But Jay's gonna just tag in and everything he wants to say. But yeah.
Adjusted.
Huh? You gotta talk louder than that, Jay. And you gotta put the
I'm right next to you,
put the
and I couldn't
microphone.
even hear
Put
you.
the microphone as close as you can and talk like how I'm talking. Or when they listen to it, you're gonna be able to tell like who's louder and who's not talking as loud in the video.
Bro,
You're
I'm
gonna
nervous. Like
Nah,
I just gotta think like
Bro,
it's a regular conversation.
it's right now. It's just us. It's not like when we have like somebody else here that's like.
But
we
it kind of is. I mean,
we have my brother's baby right here just chilling. So if you hear crying later on in the video, that's why.
I'm gonna cancel you right now. I'm gonna tell him. He screamed and he scared the out of me.
I screamed at Julian because Julian was rushing me to get everything ready. Even though I told him I have to set this stuff up when they get here.
Bro, I
can't
told
set.
you
You can't.
an hour in advance to set it up already.
Everything was ready. The only thing
Why
was
can't you
the
have that?
audio. The audio. If that computer shuts off one time, the whole audio gets messed up. And it's happened before when me and Sean were recording,
Man.
and it sounds like we're in a toaster recording a podcast.
Uh,
Bro, Celine keeps making
All right, bro,
sound
let's go.
effects.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna get her own board. All right, we're not gonna dive in crazy. We gotta kind of ease our way in. So, how's your week?
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
What did
do
we
you
do
do
this
this
week?
week? Anything crazy that sticks out?
I mean, it's been a regular week.
Yeah.
Regular week.
And Jason, anything?
Yeah, how about you? How's been your work week?
Working hard.
Me and Jason just went yesterday. I'll start with something. Me and Jason went yesterday to go get some burgers, some 7th Street Burger in Georgetown. The best burger in DMV, even though Julian was complaining about it, saying that's not as good as, what is it called?
That's
Shake
a
Shack.
really bold statement.
But it is that good. Like,
For me,
you're
for
acting-
me, it's better
it's
than
very-
Shake
it's the
Shack.
best-
really good.
It's the best
It's really
burger.
good,
It's the best
but
burger.
You're acting like you've tasted all the burgers in DMV.
I've tasted most burgers here. Like any other burger, I've not like no other burgers I've seen,
Whatever.
And if I haven't seen it, then I don't think it's that popping. We're gonna start off. I don't wanna ask Julian quite. There's a lot of things I can ask Julian about, but we gotta start from the beginning. So how was it like growing up in like the 2000s? Because you grew up, your birthday was called 2000. You were born in 2001. You were born before 9/11. So
By like a couple months.
yeah,
You're acting
I'm
like
not saying you fuck. I said they understand. what I'm not assuming. I was like,
Yeah,
you were
I
born
okay.
before 9/11. Like that was like a long time ago.
You think
like,
so?
Yeah, that was 23 years ago,
You're
bro.
only born 4 years after that.
I don't give a that was still a long time ago.
I
But I
guess.
was a baby. Like I wasn't. There was like more things changing. That was like a really big time in the world. Everything was starting to like pick up. People didn't have iPhones by that time. By the time you were born, that's
Mhm.
crazy. When I was born, there was already an iPhone, or like an iPod. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was
I
called.
remember when I was like small, and I
Mhm.
think when I'd be like in kindergarten, I remember I got a phone, but it wasn't like an iPhone. It was like a BlackBerry. I think everybody had BlackBerries back then. Yeah, like I remember it was like a flip one.
You don't know what a
Oh,
BlackBerry
yeah,
is?
no, I know. What
It was like
So-
those black phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, no? I mean, but I never really used it. Like mom just gave it to me so I can
This
call her for an
wasn't the-
emergency. That's it.
Okay, so you didn't have iPhones. So when you were in school, there was nobody like on their phones like during class or like throughout the hallways. They weren't on their phone
mean,
texting,
like
listening to music.
No, like elementary school, no.
No, I'm talking about like
middle school. Yeah, I mean that's when like iPhones starting to like iPods,
Oh,
iPhones. That's
yeah.
when they started to like,
Damn.
get more popular.
But that was like new for y'all. That's crazy because everybody was on their
I know.
phone by
Even little kids start getting iPads. Look at Allison; she can't live without it.
yeah. But yeah, that's crazy because that's what I was saying. For us, me and Jason, I don't know. I had an iPod when I went to school, and I wouldn't even use it that much. But when Julie goes to school now, everybody has iPhones. Like they walk into the school and they'll all have AirPods on walking in. But for Julian, that was new. And I don't think mom and dad gave you a phone until you were older.
Yeah, it's probably like when I got my first iPhone, probably
Mhm.
like 8th grade. Like I don't know, maybe the 5th iPhone 5, something like that.
And
Damn.
It's crazy, right?
That shit is crazy.
for me and Julian,
And people would look at this as like, man, it's not even that old.
no, you're old. But for me, Julian, and my sister, we're all 4 years apart. So you were 4 when I was born, and then I was 4 when Julie was born.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything from like when I was born and when Julie was born? Do you remember anything like going to the hospital?
Not really. Like I probably have to like really think, but like right now, not really.
You
I
don't
can't.
remember?
I can't tell you.
When Julie was born. Like,
Yeah,
remember-
you were
Like
8. You
I
had
feel
to
like
be
I
8.
forget like a lot of
No,
things.
Do you
and
remember like we took like wrestlers in a bag, a whole bunch of toys?
no.
How the fuck
Like,
did
my-
Jason remember
My
this
memory,
shit?
sometimes like it comes and goes. Like especially like
Damn.
my older memory. Like I just remember like really like
Mhm.
big parts of it, but I don't know.
If I'm recording all day, I don't remember anything from the day. Like the
Yeah.
next day, I won't remember anything. But if I'm just living,
Yeah.
Like, and
I
not
don't
doing
remember when
anything?
Julian was born.
damn, that's fucking. You have bad memory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like everybody knows that in the family. Julian has terrible memory. You can tell him something,
I
and
don't
he'll
think-
forget it in 5 minutes.
It's just like I feel like I have other things in my head that are going.
But all the
know.
photos I've seen when you were a baby, you were like covered in toys. Like, oh, because most of the photos were taken through birthdays. So when it was your birthday, there was like a mountain of toys behind you. Do you think that changed the more me and Julie started getting added to the picture? Like, let's say like it was me, I got inserted into the picture first. Do you think like they started to focus more on me or Julie when we started getting like, when we started being birthed?
Kind of, but then also like mom and dad, they have like a weird dynamic. So I mean, I feel like mom started taking less pictures. I
Mhm.
don't really see that many pictures of Juliana. I don't see that many pictures of you.
You know why? It's because she started taking them on phones and she lost all her phones.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
when you move the
But-
phone, you know how they would always lose the photos. Oh, I remember going to her phone one time. It was like when I was in elementary school, so many photos, and then she ended up moving from like the phone lines or whatever, and then all those photos got deleted.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's not like I felt any type of way. I mean, if anything, I remember when I was small, there was this one point mom would take so many pictures. I'd be like, I don't want to take no more pictures. Like I remember it'd be Thanksgiving or Christmas, be like, we got to take pictures before we eat or whatever. I'd be like, bro, let's get this out the way. And the thing is, she won't take 1, 2, 5 pictures. She'd be there for a good half hour taking fucking pictures. You got to pose like this.
But you don't like
whatever.
taking pictures at all, like
I
in
know.
general.
I don't really. I mean,
You don't like the camera either. He gets very
Yeah, it's
shy
like-
on camera,
right
which
now,
is why.
like, everything I'm thinking about is just like it's just the three of us. I'm not thinking there's a camera right there because then I'm gonna start fucking up my words.
Yeah, I don't think you should. It's like yesterday we were having like a good conversation after the burger review, and that was all on camera. And Jason literally his face was covered with the camera. You couldn't even see his face. All you saw was the camera.
Yeah. I
But-
don't know. It's just like shy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just like since like growing up, I wasn't really like big on social media. Even when I had
Yeah.
Instagram, I wouldn't post, or like the posts I would post. Like, you start going up and you're just like, oh, that's a fucking cringy picture. Like, why did I take that?
What's it called? I remember when I got a phone, I looked up Julian on Instagram, and all his photos were him duplicated to one side. Like it was a picture, and then on the other side of the picture, it was him duplicated, looked like doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm taking a picture and send it to Caroline. So I'll show her
Goddamn.
that she's sleeping.
there's some old people shit. But what was I gonna say? I want you to tell them the story because I've heard it so many times of when we were in Safeway and you dropped me.
Oh.
Because I feel like that's a really funny story.
I mean,
Because when I tell
don't-
people, they
think.
get concerned.
I mean, I don't remember how old I was. I was probably,
Yeah.
but I do remember I was like elementary school, maybe around first grade.
Uh-huh.
It's probably like 8, 7. I'm not sure. Fuck. I don't remember, but I remember you're pretty small. You're probably like 2, 3. So it's probably like around there. And
So,
then, so we went to Safeway. There was like Safeway near our house. I think it was Safeway. And we had just gotten there. Like I remember, mom put you in the shopping cart. You know, the shopping cart, they have like the toddler seats.
Yeah.
And then she was like getting some vegetables. And next thing you know, like, I don't know. I think I was just bored, or I was just like playing around with the cart. And I was like stepping on like the little crate that has at the bottom, like the little silver, the little steel like
Railing.
railing, whatever you want to call it. So I stood on there, and then I grabbed onto the shopping cart handle, and I don't know what the I was doing, but I was like, I just remember
Swing.
I went back, and then the whole shopping cart just lifted up backwards, and then since you're in the seat, you went like, and I remember it was like it just crashed, and I remember people rushing. I remember I was like, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, and then I just remember getting beat. I don't know if you want to put that in.
No, I mean I could put it in. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
But yeah, I mean,
It's
I
just
got in
'cause-
trouble for
it's
it.
because
And then after that, mom, she just picked us up and we left. And I was like, God damn. I remember I was a little kid and I was like, I knew I was fucked up. Like, I knew I was about to hear that I was about to hear the door of the closet opening up
Uh-huh.
where the belt,
Uh-huh.
where she used to put the belt.
I know
It was
mom,
funny.
like especially on mom, she's
But-
probably in Safeway, probably getting us like snacks or something, and then she sees Julian just fall back with me. She's like, "Nah, we're getting the out of here."
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. Like, I
It's
remember you fell, and I guess shopping cart fell on top of you, and then you were just crying. You're on the floor, and I was like so concerned. I was like I was so scared. I was like, what the did I do?
No, but it's because when people, everybody asks like, "Oh, were you dropped as a kid?" Like, not to me, but like that's a common question. People ask like, "Oh, were you dropped?" When somebody does something dumb, like, "Were you dropped as a kid?" And every time somebody asks me, I always say that. I was like, I don't know. I don't remember being dropped probably, but like the one time that I do know for sure I got hurt on my head probably was like when that happened. That's what I always tell people, and it's always funny to see people's reactions to it.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a funny day.
All right, but so you're me and Julian's older sibling. Like, you know, you're the oldest. Like, we have stepbrothers and everything, but Julian's our oldest siblings that we lived with. Do you think it's hard being the older sibling?
Like, to who? To me?
Like, yeah. Do you think there's a burden when that comes when you're an older sibling?
Trying to think. I mean, when you're small, obviously you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking like, you know, you're setting an example with something like Dad used to tell us.
Mhm.
Or used to tell me and you. I mean, because you set an example for Juliana. But yeah, I wouldn't really think about it, and I remember I'd just be doing what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was mom and dad a little bit harder on me since I was like the first kid. Like, I mean, I remember I couldn't really bring friends over. The only one I did bring over was like Donovan.
I've written that down too to ask you. But yeah,
Or I couldn't go over friends'
Yeah.
house. Like, they were like more stricter on me. I feel
Mhm.
like maybe because I was their first kid.
And how do you feel when me? Well, I was allowed to do that. Like, you know,
when,
Sean,
when
when they let me do that.
I mean, I was like, what the? How come he could bring his friends
Uh-huh.
over? I mean, it's not like I had that many friends,
Yeah.
but still, you know.
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was already growing up when that happened, so
Yeah.
I'd be hanging out with them outside the house.
Yeah.
What else? A burden. No, I mean, I remember me and you were like always like pretty cool. I mean, we never got that close until
Middle school.
yeah,
The end
middle
of
school when I would pick you
8th
up.
grade.
I think.
Yep.
And Juliana, never been that close to her. Maybe
It's
until recently. Maybe like last maybe 2 years.
Uh-huh.
Like, I want to say I started getting a little bit closer with her.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like I just been in my world, like in my own world. That's how I feel. Like I was like in this one bubble, and yeah. I mean, I don't think.
I think I learned a lot from Julian, but like I from some stuff that he did good and some stuff that he did bad. I remember every time I come to his room, I ask him to help me with homework. He would always just get mad and ask me why didn't I know this from school, and I didn't pay attention to school at all. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah,
to
because I mean,
anything.
most of the time, like for homework, they just tell you what you like what you're literally doing for homework. They're telling you the answers throughout the day.
Probably,
You gotta
but
pay
still,
attention.
I wasn't paying attention. I remember coming to Julian, he get pissed. Like, he would open the door and his desk was right here, and then
Yeah.
I'll ask him. He'd be like, I don't know. I'll go do it, and I would write whatever the fuck. I'd write anything, and I'd make some stuff up, and then I would try to use like I forgot what I would use, but I was trying to find the answers like somewhere. And I remember I got such bad grades, and then that's what I learned. I was like, when Julie would tell me for help, I would help her, and then I would just try to like show her as best as possible. I was like, I'm not doing what Julian did, because like, you know, I feel
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like, I mean, if I'm being honest, like when I was younger, I wasn't that good of a brother. I mean, I feel like I was like always too into myself and to like my life. I wouldn't really like pay attention or to other people's lives or.
I think I'd be the same, but since I had you, then I saw and I was like, let me fix that.
Yeah. And I never saw anything wrong with it. You know, I just like doing my thing. I always thought like, you know, you'd be doing your thing.
But I mean, we had similar interests because everything I would see Julian do, I would copy, and that's why I had written that down too. That me and Julian, that's why I was asking you if there was like any responsibilities, because I was like, what did you have to like think about what you were doing because you thought like me and Julie would copy you? Because me and Julie, I feel like me and Julie copied you a lot. When we were little, I copied you a lot.
Yeah. I mean, not until I remember this one time Dad brought it up Dad. Because remember you did something that I did, and then they were like, you gotta set an example
Probably
because
cursing.
they're just watching what you do and they're doing the same thing, and then I guess I'm making their job harder as parents, you know. So what was the question again?
Like, how did you feel? Like, do you think you had to like watch what you were doing? Because me and
Mm.
Julie would copy you.
Yeah, I mean, in regards of the house, like being in the house, everything I did inside the house, yeah, and then out, like outside of the house, I feel like you guys wouldn't really know what I would be doing.
What the fuck? Oh, it's because like
I'm
nervous.
Any interest I saw Julian do, I would want to do it. Like WWE, I guess he's the one
Oh,
who showed me. I
mhm.
don't remember exactly when, but like I know Julian liked it, so I remember liking it. And then same thing with like later on, like this fast forwarding a lot. When I started like shoes, that's the I think I would think about Julian like shoes, or like how
Yeah.
think about how Julian dressed.
I remember I used to like shoes like in middle school because I used to like get made fun of because mom and dad really never since they didn't grow up around here, they don't know like where to go and buy clothes. They don't know where to buy shoes. They
Mhm.
don't know I guess the modern style, whatever, or how I would dress, Celine, to give you an example. And then I would be wearing like shoes like that from Walmart. I remember I had a Walmart shoe collection. And on the bottom of the dresser I used to wear, write the red ones, the white.
Yeah.
I think you've seen it. And then and then I remember once I got to middle school, I got made fun of, but I didn't realize that time until when
Yeah.
I grew up and I started looking back to it, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa! I was like,
I did the
whoa,
same
I was
thing.
getting made fun of,
Yeah.
because I remember I got these Ferrari shoes,
Uh-huh.
and I thought they were pretty
The
cool.
yellow one?
No, they're
Yellow,
red.
They're red.
I remember.
And so then once I started picking up, and obviously seeing people buy shoes, because I remember Foot Locker was starting to get hot, and you start seeing people wearing LeBrons, because LeBrons used to be famous. KDs, I remember all these old shoes that right now you look back at them and you're like, what the I would not wear that color.
Yeah.
And some bright colors, but I guess it was just fresh. And then so yeah, I remember I would see all these kids wearing all these shoes, and that's when I started to pick up on what it is that's in what's popular. So I remember I didn't really quite know how to get them. I remember probably the first shoe I got was like a LeBron 9. I'm not sure. It was like these iced ones. And I remember I got those, and I thought they were pretty cool. And that's when I started like, you start searching it, and you start knowing what these shoes are. Anyways, I feel like getting off topic. But yeah, I mean, from that's why I started collecting shoes, you could say, a little bit. And then I stopped because I had like probably like a good 4 in the rotation. I'd wear those, and then I stopped until like I think you brought it up this one time when you said like these one shoes are coming up. Like probably like 4 years ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then that's when like we started getting into the shoe collecting and shoe reselling.
And I didn't care about shoes or what I was wearing for the longest time.
You're
Like,
right.
I talked
You're
about
right.
it.
Your mouth gets dry, right?
Yeah, I told you, your mouth gets dry and you feel in the back of your throat. It's not like you just drink and it's gonna go away. It's gonna stay there for a while. I was just trying to tell you, but I remember I didn't care about what I was wearing, and so every time we'd go out to buy stuff like for back to school, I wouldn't really care what we got.
Yeah.
Like as long as it looked nice. And then I remember I wouldn't get like Jordans or anything. Like when I was like, we went to like I don't know any store that showed shoes like in the town center or whatever, and we just get whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing with the clothes. I didn't really care
Me neither.
until later on. So I started to like I started caring about how I dress.
Yeah. Even in high school, I don't think I really like after a while. I remember the freshman year, like I remember starting freshman year, I would try and dress okay. I like try to match regular clothes, and then afterwards, I didn't really care. I remember I'd go to school with sweatpants or just whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't really care because in my head I was like, it's high school. I don't really care. And then I feel like maybe like towards the end is when I started the same time actually when we started like looking into shoes and everything. We started looking into clothes, and I feel like that's where we kind of bonded also. You know, like we'd go to like the shoe events, and then at the same time see that everybody's wearing like vintage. Started looking to that. Started looking at some nice shirts.
But for like, I don't remember anything we would do. I'm pretty sure like I do remember like we fight a lot when we were younger, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I remember. I remember I'll do something, and then he'll do something back, and then one of us would just end up fighting, and then
Yeah.
our parents would look, and then they would probably like get both of us in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
And but we didn't start like talking and hanging out until 8th grade. At least that's like what I remember. It was like when you would have to pick me up from school, or I'd ask you if you pick me up from school, because I would ride the bus home and back. So then I was like, oh, it's so much better to get picked up, because if you're on the bus, my bus, it dropped me off last. It was the last. I was the last bus stop, and my bus was the last bus to get to the school. So I get home like at 4, and school was over at like 3 or like 2 something. So I want to get home till 4. I was like, why don't I just tell Julian to pick me up? And then when Julian started picking me up, then he was with his friends. And then sometimes, I don't know if you're like, mom was like, oh, just take Tony, or you just took me, or you take me to the mall with y'all. Yeah. And that's why I remember, like, that's exactly when we started to get closer.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care. Like, you know, it wasn't a problem.
But
Taking
did they
with my
tell you,
friends.
they were like, oh, take him?
No, I mean, I guess the only friends that I did hang out with were mainly like, you know, Christian and Melvin.
Yeah.
And then I guess Melvin's brother went to school with you, and he knew who you were, and, you know, and then both of them were pretty chill, so they didn't really mind. Because then afterwards, even to the day, sometimes I'd bring them over, or I would hang out with them, and then they'd be like, oh, tell Jason, Tony to come. Or like, they're like, where's Tony and Jason?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you know, da-da-da-da.
No, I was just saying, because like most people, they're like, oh, like there's TikToks, they're like, oh, it's relatable when they're like, you're about to go out, and then your mom says, take your brother with you.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like, I was wondering.
I remember, I mean, I feel like there has been sometimes.
Yeah.
But like I told you, my memory is like so bad. Like for me to think right now, we'd be here all day trying to think about situations like that. I feel like sometimes, like, depending the situation.
Yeah. I think it was like when most of the time I remember, because I would hear it, is when you would go play soccer somewhere.
Yeah.
And then she would tell you, take Tony if you were take. Yeah.
That's because, I mean, soccer's different. I mean, you didn't really like playing soccer. So why would I take you so you could just sit there? I feel bad for you just sitting there. Or if you did play, sometimes, you know, when you played soccer, depending on who you're playing with, they're like, they get pissed because you're not playing good. And I think there's been times that happened to you, and I felt bad, and I'm like, bro, I'm not bringing this man again. You know, not in a bad way, but just so like he doesn't go through that again.
I remember I'll go, you know, and I'd just be like, I'm playing like some shit, but it's because I never liked soccer. Like right now, I'll play it, you know, because it's fun. But I'm not playing it to like very seriously, you know. I just play if I do good, then that's good. But if not, I don't really care. And that's why I think I started to not like soccer when I was little. I didn't really like it. I would make an excuse to not go to the practices because me and Jason went to the same soccer team. Well, we were on the same soccer team. Yeah. It was a club, and then you were like,
rec.
Huh?
Rec.
Oh, I don't know what it's called, Jay.
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It was like a club thingy, and they basically split you up by your age. So Julian was like in the older. Me and Jason were the same one because we're like the same age. And I remember we play, and I think Jason would do he would do really good, and I didn't because I didn't really care. I would just show up because my mom wanted me to go, and she'd make me go to the
Tony's
practices.
chubby stage when he just wanted to fucking.
I remember.
He don't.
You know, I think it was like I think you didn't like it too because like we would always get there late, and then he would always make us run.
It was my fault.
Actually,
I'm not sure if it was my fault, but because I would try to take long, so my mom would be like, "Oh, it's too late to even go now." Or I would fall asleep in the car and I wouldn't wake up. Like she would shake me and I wouldn't get out the car. And I remember when I would end up going, I was always late. So me and Jason would have to run. I don't know why we were late. I don't know if Jason was just like late. I remember sometimes you were late.
Like it's just because sometimes we live for. I mean, 30 minutes.
No,
and sometimes mom.
There was always a light that would always like stay red for the longest too.
Yeah, and I just didn't like it because I was like, I'd rather be home playing like with my toys. Because we're so young at that time. So I still come home, play, or be on my phone. Or not my phone, like whatever I was. Or on TV. Oh, I remember we used to love watch TV. I watched Disney.
Yeah, we'd watch TV all the time.
Because me and Julian.
Every channel, whatever goes on.
But it's because me and Julian used to share a room, which is my room right now. And it was like 2 beds there. And there was a little TV in there. Yeah. I remember at night, I think Raw came out at 8, like right now how it usually is. It was late, so we were sent to go to sleep at 9 p.m. every day. So I remember we go, and then you would either turn on the cartoons or that, because you know Raw's only like once a week. So you try to turn it on before mom and dad came upstairs, and if you heard them come upstairs, you turn it off.
Yeah, I think it was cartoons. I'd be like, I feel like we would be watching cartoons like since we had one bed on the left side and the other one on the right side. On the right side, the door was like right in front of it. So whoever, I don't know who was on the right side, but I guess they'd let the other one know that somebody's coming, and they turn it off right like as they're coming, or if they notice something, like if the light turned on or something, and then we just turn it off and pretend we're sleeping.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Because like we had to go to sleep at 9. Like they would tell us to go to sleep, and there was a TV in the room, so we might as well. Like on the weekends, I remember there was like multiple times we'd leave it on, and I'd wake up at 12, and then it'd be like George Lopez. Yeah, it would just be playing. You heard the
like,
intro, yeah, and then you'd be like, oh, it's late,
and then that's sleep. A meme too.
Yeah,
you know, I know. That, right? That's funny.
But that's because everybody's went through that, or they'll fall asleep on the couch and do the same thing, and that's funny.
I remember the creepy stuff was like when you'd wake up to Cartoon Network, and you're watching I forgot what it's called. Something chicken. Robot chicken.
I never watched it.
Like, what the fuck am I watching?
One of you used to watch it like on a DVD player in the car. I forgot which one of you it was.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Shit was, but shit was creepy, bro.
But like even with the soccer stuff, it's because I was also chubby because I wouldn't like to work out. But I remember those times where I'd be downstairs playing, and then Julian would go to the gym because Julian was like playing soccer at the time, so he had to like I guess work out. And he'd tell me, "Oh, you don't want to go to the gym," and I would think about it. And at the time, I didn't really want to. And then I just thought about I would get flashbacks.
I remember sometimes Dad would force me. It's not like I'd want to go, but
where
you'd
to
be like,
the gym?
Yeah, with him, or like just to run around the neighborhood.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, bro, it's so boring. If I'm being honest, I like playing soccer, you know, and I like the practices and everything. But I like doing that. I felt like guys, like I said, when you get older, you start seeing like certain things. You know, you're like, I always wanted to be a soccer player when I was a kid, because you know you're dreaming to be something that you like, or somebody, your role model, you know. So you know, we'd like watching soccer, and you'd play it, and it's fun, and you want to be a soccer player. But when I started growing older, I started seeing I was never gonna be a soccer player. I mean, I'm not the best, but besides that, like I feel like people that actually become soccer players, they train like from very young. They have people like mentoring them, and like doing things, not just practice. Like when you're not practicing, you got to be working out. And I feel like I wasn't really, you know, doing all that.
But there's a lot of people still right now that think like it's bad to say that think they're gonna be a soccer player, but you know who killed my aspirations. And then I don't feel like it's a bad thing, because I mean they were telling me the truth, and but at the time I was like, damn, motherfucker up. Yeah.
My dad. It was like, you got to start thinking, you know, things don't always come out how you want them in life. He was like, you're not gonna be a soccer player. And I was like this.
I remember what time he came in my morning. It was like I was 10, and then I remember I had just woken up, and it was probably late, you know, because I used to wake up late all the time. So I remember I woke up late. It was probably a weekend near Christmas. It was 10 or 11. Dad came in. He was like, he was talking whatever. He was like, I'm about to leave to work. He was like, you know, Santa's not real, right? And then I was like, nah, I didn't think he was. He was like, okay, good.
I remember I thought he was real until like early middle school. I remember in elementary school, I was on the bus, and then Mom had bought like this reindeer food that you could put. And I remember I was on the bus. You know, I was on the bus and I was telling Donovan about it. I feel like since he knew Santa wasn't real, right? And I was like, I was so confident he was real, you know. And he was like, Santa's not real. I was like, what do you mean he's not real? I got I got reindeer food. I was like, Santa dropped it off by mail, and I was trying to convince him. I remember, and then when I get old, like I'm telling you, as you get older, you're just like, I look dumb as shit.
No, but anything Julian told me, I believe. Cause I remember when he used to be on YouTube, he showed me videos of he told me that he showed me this video of a mermaid.
Yeah,
and it was
it
was on shore.
I feel like
and it was like a prosthetic, and it was like fake. It was a fake video. And Julian was like, "Look, it's real." And then I remember going to school, and it was like my science class. It was like that's the last class of the day. I wanted to teach. I was like, "Oh, like do you think mermaids are real?" Because my brother was showing me this video. And then I was just showing them. I was trying to like tell her like, oh, but it was like real because it showed up and looked kind of dead. But like it was like the tail was on it and everything. Yeah. And then there was like all my classmates that were there just listening. They were like, probably like, what the fuck is wrong with this dumbass? It's because anything Julian told me, I'll believe as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, we're just kids. Yeah. And then
and we try to catch Santa.
It's just funny to look back, like, because then start picking up on things.
That's just funny. But we've also like. I don't know when, but we kind of found out that Santa wasn't real also when we found all the Christmas presents from Santa.
No, I mean, growing up, I also like picked up on how like they use the same wrapping.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
And mom would say that they wouldn't, but I feel like one or two, not ours, but I mean like they'd use the same wrapping for maybe Jason, you know,
Probably.
which wouldn't get Santa gifts with us, but the night before when they are here, you see them opening up. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. It's just fucking funny.
Jason got like the same Christmas present like fucking 3 years in a row. I don't understand how.
Both for the Rio wrestler, bro.
Yeah, the same one, the same colorway and everything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just remember that. But you were saying, well, we kind of got off topic, but like when I was fat and then you tell me to work out. I also remember we go out to eat. And I remember mom would always tell me like, she would always be like, I remember it felt like somebody was watching me while I was eating the entire time. Because mom would always be like, oh, like you're gonna eat again or more.
Yeah.
Because like
I was brutal.
Yeah, I would order. I don't remember what I would order, but it was probably like a burger or something.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, "You still eating? You want to
She'd be
save
like,
half of it?"
she'd be like, "You fat mother." You'd be like, "Stop eating." And I'd be like, "Damn."
I remember Julian. It's because
I felt. No, I remember. She wasn't like that. By the way.
Yeah.
But I do remember like sometimes she'd take it like a little too far.
Like, she just
like,
wanted me to lose weight.
Yeah, I mean she just wanted the best for you. But
Yeah.
I remember like sometimes like I feel like she'd go a little far. You know,
Yeah.
maybe because sometimes somebody doesn't think the words get to that person, but because they're probably just a little kid or whatever. But I know like it probably probably affected you sometime or made you feel some type of way. There you go. Look at you now.
Did. Yeah.
You're not fat.
Okay.
You're skinny.
But it's
skinnier than me.
It wasn't nothing to do with nothing. It just
Yeah, I
grew.
know.
It
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
And then
That's what everybody used to tell me. I was like, he's gonna grow out and he's gonna start being skinny.
Yeah. It's just literally
That's how it played out. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't like I know there's people who like starve and stuff, but I can't do that because I get hungry. Like I can't starve myself. Like even when I was trying to do that fast, I was trying to do that fast. I got so hungry. I can't like not eat. I have to eat, or I feel like it hits me instantly.
Yeah.
I remember one time in the morning we went to like a car dealership and it was just like 1 p.m. and I was like crying in the back because I didn't eat, and that's how much like I wanted food when I was little. But I remember Julian and my grandma would always like fight my mom about it, like, oh, don't say that, because grandma would always just feed me a lot. Like when I go to grandma's house, grandma would give me like a big ass plate of food,
Your
and then Jason was there too. Like Jason's just there, and me and Jason would be eating. And I would also see Jason eat a lot when we were little. Like Jason ate a lot all the time, and he's just skinny all the time. So I was just like, damn, why can't I do that? Because he has a fast metabolism.
Yeah,
like there's no other way to explain it. He doesn't work out like constantly, and he eats a lot.
That's because he. I mean, I don't know.
But it's just because he has a fast metabolism. Because there's no other reason. He gets hungry all the time. Like we eat, 30 minutes later he'll be like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and I can't. If I eat, I know I can't eat for like another like couple of hours. I'm gonna get fat. But yeah. And we kind of already skipped it, but it was the soccer stuff. Because during high school, I remember we always
Holy
be
shit,
like playing
time's
soccer.
flying by fast.
Yeah.
What the f?
When you were in high school, I remember you play soccer. We went to a few of your games.
Where you at on your list? Just wondering.
Like halfway.
Halfway, actually.
But
Holy
like,
shit.
but
I
it's because
thought you're probably like a quarter away.
It's because I knew you said you don't want to make it to a full episode, so I have questions for next time.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to like, I don't know. I feel like you have work like soon.
Yeah, I mean I do, but
most of them I could stretch them out. It's just like how you've been going. Sometimes you kind of crossed up. You went into things that had lit for later on.
Oh, okay.
Because I kind of like try to keep a timeline. But like even the soccer stuff, I always see, like I said, I saw you like playing soccer, and that never interested me like at all. I would not be like, oh, why would I go like work out after school? Like,
it's just funny. It's just funny seeing how like as you're growing and you start seeing how other people are so different from you, and like there are different things that they pick up, but you don't know how they're picking it up. Like let's say I like playing soccer, right? But then you like playing. You just like stay. No, I'm saying like when you're small.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying like you just like staying home, you know, and then probably I think gaming, which I did play Xbox, but not like that much. But I'd be like, how does he not like soccer? And then maybe I don't know, maybe you had your friends, or you had like something that grabbed your attention to do gaming, or like just game. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I mean it's because like you remember when we were younger,
or
I always remember this. I don't know why. when you guys would go out to eat, like on Mondays, my dad wouldn't work, so we go out to eat like to dinner at like Olive Garden somewhere, and I'd always ask if I could stay home. I would always be like, "Oh, can you guys go? I'll just stay." And I would like that like a lot. I just didn't like going out, and I remember it was also because I was fat. I didn't like how I was fat, and I always remember this.
So you don't like going out because of that?
Yeah. and then also I just enjoyed being home alone, making a sandwich and then playing with my toys and then watching like TV. That was my favorite thing to do. Anytime like they would all be gone out of the house, that was my favorite. And I would always like beg them to like let me stay home and let them. And that was pretty like weird because I was probably like still in like elementary school or middle school. Because I remember like 14, they finally let me do it from like anytime I wanted to, like just stay home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just we're different. I don't see like too many comparisons between me and Julian. Julian likes like he likes
or like let me give you an example. Like me and Jason,
you guys
like
have a lot in
soccer,
common,
right? No, but we like playing soccer. But when we used to play with wrestlers, he would play with them here and there, but he wasn't that.
Yeah.
He wasn't that attracted to playing with wrestlers. You know,
he likes being outside a lot because every time we
he likes to be outside all the time.
Yeah. It's because we go to his house on the weekends a lot when we were younger, and he would always be out with his like, or he'd be coming back from being out with his friends, you know, like playing soccer, doing that. But I didn't really have friends that would go out or that lived near here. You know, you had a friend that was in the neighborhood, so you could kind of hang out. Yeah. I didn't really have like a friend in the neighborhood. Yeah. And also like you and Jason had a lot more in common than me and you for the most of the time when we were younger. Like I remember they would like sports and they would always go play soccer together, and I would always stay home. And what else? There's more things. You guys like playing video games? Like Jason like playing video games more than me.
Like Rainbow.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes like he'd be. I think that's it. No, I mean I don't.
No, there was more.
I feel like probably, like or Call of Duty, some shit like it. And and then you'd be like, yo, hop on COD or whatever.
I feel like there's just more. I can't think of it, but
there definitely is more.
I know. I just felt like you guys were closer.
That's like I always felt like Tony's like really closed off. Yeah. Too. Like he just doesn't like to be around people.
It's not that. It's just.
I mean, I don't either.
I think
I don't either, but you just like.
I'm very
boring.
No, it's not that. It's.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look.
Tell that to your people.
Okay.
How come you haven't been posting?
That has nothing to do with what the does that have to do with anything, bro? The only thing is all
I want to say is I give you so many video ideas. They were really off topic, but I don't know, just sparked my head.
It's just like,
and I'd be like, bro, come with me. Let's make a video.
We went to
Monday Night Raw. In my head, I was like, bro, that's your birthday present, and I feel like it's gonna be good. It's a good birthday present, but at the same time, I feel like you could get something even more out of it making a vlog. I feel like people you saw Santi's app.
Okay, but I don't want to make my content wrestling content.
I'm not. I mean, it's just that one day.
I don't want to like. I don't know.
Or
when
sometimes
you start turning like, stuff,
or sometimes I'm just like, let's go to DC and do something, and then you're like, nah.
Oh, but that's because Julian sometimes likes to go out at like night, and or he'll tell me I hate when people tell me plans very last minute because I think about what I'm gonna do the day before, the night before, or I'll try to plan it, and I hate getting off my schedule. Let's say I have a schedule in mind. I hate when it doesn't go according to plan. Yeah, like I like to do like if I know what I'm gonna do, I like doing it in that order.
Same thing. I plan everything. Like today, I planned everything out, but sometimes if I gets thrown off by something, like something takes longer. Like I was at the bank for like an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
which was not in my plans, and then that just throws everything off. Like, see, now we're on a time limit, you could say, because of that.
But yeah, and it's also I get really like there's no reason, but I'll just be I'm not in the mood sometimes to talk to people. I don't like talking to people in the morning, especially if you wake me up and you start talking to me, I'm gonna get pissed off. I don't like talking to people in the morning.
Bro, I feel like
I'm very picky.
I feel like people. Like your audience doesn't really know who you are.
No, sometimes. I don't think they not know. It's just why would I show them that? Like why would I show me not talking? Because then that's like that's the opposite. When people not gonna watch. And also I don't want to. My content doesn't apply to really that much like WWE, or I don't want to turn into that. That's not what I want to do. That's what I told Julian to do, like wrestling, or like he could react because he knows a lot and like he would be good at that because that's what he really, really likes. I really like it, but I keep that separate from the stuff I do.
I don't know. I feel like it has to be like really well produced, you could say. Like Santi's app, like he's in his room. I mean, if we were to react to it, we can't be reacting to it in the living room because I feel like it's too spacious. You need to be in something like
Yeah.
that looks fine on the
It's-
TikTok
but the
or
only
you know
thing-
anything.
But you can't think about it. Just react. Like that's what he keeps saying.
Santi's
That
up?
it's very bad because everybody who's doing content for WWE or like WWE content, all they're doing is reacting.
Yeah,
and then
but
they
I mean,
post it, and that's all they
but
do.
the same
and that
thing-
you're not gonna grow like that. Why do you think
I
he's the only
know,
one who? No,
but-
I'm just saying. From what I've listened to, that's the reason that he's the top because he does the Patreon, he does his YouTube, and that motherfucker be posting.
Yes, but
and
what
he
I'm saying
doesn't have
is
a
like,
life. He's not in a bad way. He just says he's like, oh, he's so busy with all his videos.
yeah,
And that's also difficult because
Hey.
he has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend was like what he said. Like I remember, like I'm always curious to see how other people manage their lives with content because the content stuff in your life is very like intertwined. Because I can't like spend the whole day in my room like I used to, or I'm not
shut your
talking.
dumb ass up. That's everything you do right now.
No, I don't.
That's everything you
think
do right
that,
now?
but I don't. But like,
I don't know. I haven't been here that often. So
Bro,
Bro.
what did he do yesterday? If it wasn't for those burgers, he would have not left his room. Every
Bro.
time I do come upstairs, I'm
fucking
like,
sick these past
every
couple
time I
days.
come
feel like it's
upstairs,
different
every
now,
time I
though.
come upstairs,
it is different now.
I feel like it's different
It's
now for
now.
him.
I mean, yeah, now, but beforehand, bro, this hasn't even been that long.
Bro, it's because I
And then
got
he was
so
just in
used to
his-
being in my room. Bro, when I was in high school, I had to spend time in my room because I can't
Even right now?
focus. I can't focus when there's other people talking. Like, and I have my schedule like a plan. If I'm gonna do something, that's how I can work out. I work out every morning, and I have
Because he has
that on my
nothing to
schedule.
do.
Okay, but you sometimes have time. You could work out too.
I do
Don't
want
play
to
with
work
that.
out.
You're gonna
Hey,
hear it on the microphone.
Oh, shit.
I told you that in the beginning too.
I'm gonna start working out this Monday.
Shut
Hey,
up. He said
oh,
that shit for the longest
we want
time.
to start a team on indoor.
Or indoor soccer team.
Yeah, that's what me and
Ooh.
Jason were talking about. I don't know. I called
Oh.
Christian, and then he ended up answering.
I would go, but I don't know if I'd
He'd be the
play.
manager. He
Yeah,
could
yeah.
record.
I would go just for the content, like for like the behind the scenes. I would do it. I would go.
It's like,
Yeah.
every
Like if it
week
was like
thing.
at like you tell what?
It's like an every week thing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But what's
It's
it
fine.
called? What is it saying?
Anyways,
It's
we got off
because-
topic. We're talking about Santi's app.
Yes, but he like what he said to his wife was like, "Oh, do all the stuff you had to like grind it right now
Mhm.
because you don't know how long it's gonna be here for." But
Yeah,
not
that's-
everybody's like that. Not everybody's
But
like
that's
that.
something I was trying to tell you a while ago when you're really hot, like off like high school.
Bro. But that was like off of high school. Like I'm really like I was like I didn't really like think about it that crazy. Like when I was like
Yeah.
you know,
You know when? I don't know.
and I don't know. I feel like everybody had input when I was like doing that. Everybody was just telling me do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
That's
That's why,
why
like,
tired.
sometimes-
I hate when
look, look.
I hate when this family tries to give their input. Like when they give me ideas, that's good. But when they
Yeah.
try to tell me you should be doing this, that's
Yeah.
when I get pissed off because I'm
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
motherfucker,
that's
you,
what I
you don't
started
understand.
noticing. But then that's when I would give you like some ideas, you know.
Okay.
But then I'd be like, hold on. After a while, I was like, wait, I should just leave it at him because sometimes like you've told me an idea. I think you told me that you're gonna start that day in the life, and I remember at the time I think I was like, I don't know, or something like that.
It's
I think and what I
okay.
think
Look,
it was that. Anyways, and then that's when I was like, it ended up working, and then I was like, oh, maybe he knows what he's talking about. I was like, I don't know if you noticed recently. I'd give you ideas, and then I'd tell you, but it's up to you, or I don't know what you think, or you'd give me an idea, or I mean, not an idea. You'd tell me your idea, and I'd be like, in my head, I'm like, I don't really see it, but maybe if you see it, and then if you really think it's gonna work, and then it's gonna work.
okay,
you know?
but there's also like. You most of the time you give me ideas that require a lot of people. I have friends, but they don't really care. Like they don't care
Oh,
about this.
All right, let's ask the people. They gotta answer in the comment sections. Should he do IRL or not IRL? Also, like just streaming at home. I don't know what the you could do. You could do
Okay.
reactions.
All right, but most of the time you send me TikTok and it's like 10 people or like 7 people or
When?
like
Which one?
ideas with friends, like the pillow one. The,
Oh,
one
I mean,
that
but you got
give
people
my
to
money
do that.
to-
You could just tell the Obafemi to come.
Bro, it's not like that. They all have their own schedule. Like I can't like in their think about it. For them, what do they get in return? That's the thing. And I can't
Followers.
blame them.
But it's-
Followers.
it's not
They
like-
don't nobody
I mean,
it shouldn't
just
be
tell-
like
ask them
everybody
if they
gets
want
something
to.
in return.
everybody not everybody cares about followers. Like they have like I've given them I think like a good amount of followers and they don't really like they hadn't used it like for anything, and I don't really like blame them. People don't want to do social media. Celine doesn't want to do social media, but she's always like making like trying to get in my content. No, I'm just playing. But
God damn it, you're talking about.
but what's it called? They don't really get anything in return. So sometimes I don't really bother them because they're not gonna come. And also, Sean gets out at this time. Preston gets out at this time. Dude, he's doing work. He's in college. Him doing this. Him doing that. There's nobody in this state that does content, or there's nobody I can call at any time and be like, come do this video with me. And I've been trying to look, but there's just nobody here that does content. And also the same thing, you give me ideas and ideas like that are very common, and that's what I've been trying not to do. I don't want to fall into what other people are doing, because then it gets very like you get stale and you blend into the people if you copy what other people. That's why every video I do, I try to do something that is different, and it doesn't work. But that's why I've been trying to like try every thing that's different and see what sticks.
No, but I mean, sometimes I just be telling you do trends like that. That's hot.
Yeah.
Like like the rock paper scissors with the food.
Oh yeah.
You should have done that with Jason.
I could still do that. That's still like popular, but
You think so?
Bro, it's funny. That's not like a trend like songs. Song trends are like
people are
there and done.
Yeah.
That's just like a funny, like, like
But
I saw one yesterday that was really funny.
Social media is so funny, right?
Yeah.
It's just like just watching it come and go, and it's on to the next thing.
But my favorite thing to do is the podcast by far. Like, this is the thing that I like to do the most out of anything. And that's why I wanna like keep growing this. But even this, you've seen the problems I've had with my co-host. Like,
yeah, you need to upgrade the budget. Where's the stand?
Bro, it's because I just haven't like. It's fine if you hold it. Yeah, I know. But it's like right now, it's not a dire thing. We have everything that we had to. Even these lights I bought, and these are really nice on camera.
Me and Jason could do it with you.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to like plan it or tell you guys to come, because this was only here this week because he was planning to go to the beach.
Even if he told me,
no,
like, I was still.
He was just here because he has nothing to do.
Later we're gonna do that food trend. We're gonna do that food trend today, where you go and bite and then run.
Bro,
but we gotta get something funny to eat. Like,
I'm jealous.
Look, this is the only thing.
We'll tag you in it.
We gotta do something. we gotta look at what people have done and then be like, what can we do that's different? And that's what people don't do. People do the same thing. They'll see somebody eat Chipotle, they'll go buy the same Chipotle, they'll do the exact same video.
Get something sloppy.
that was so weird. But we got so far off topic, it got kind of to my stuff. We had to pull it back in, Julian.
Wait.
Because this is a tangent.
We're talking about something else.
It started off.
No,
it started off.
Goddamn.
The last thing I asked about was
Who's gonna be your next co-host? Next guest.
Okay, look, as my next guest is actually either between Ivan, who sells shoes, right?
Oh yeah,
or the barber you guys went to today.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you should bring him.
I had already talked to him about it.
What'd he
I
say?
want to get both of them on, not at the same time, but different. But they're friends too.
Actually,
yeah,
that's funny,
crazy,
bro.
right?
It's so funny
it's such a small world. Everybody's
bro.
connected to. We found out today that the barber that we go to sometimes is you used to play at the same club we were talking about earlier, the same soccer club, or maybe he was on the same team. I don't remember.
Don't what was I say? Oh, don't let Victor watch this, or else.
Nah, he knows he's on vacation. But we're gonna get off topic. We gotta get back on track. All right. The last thing I told you guys about how you and Jason were close or whatever, and then you guys are also close because you guys work together, because you guys work at MXL on the weekends. Yeah. And then that also led into the next question: is when did you start working there, and why did you start working at MXL? Or no, wait. Actually, we gotta go back.
Okay.
When did you start working in general? Your very first job?
Hollister?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but before that, I'd be working.
What was all your jobs? Like, I know you work with Dad, like at the
I mean, to begin with, when I was like small, because Dad does like he does like live events, like he's a promoter, and then
jaripeos.
Yeah, he does jaripeos and bailes and stuff. And sometimes, like for the outdoor events, he sometimes needs a little bit more help. And then I started with like a small job, and then afterwards he starts putting you in different like positions. You start knowing what everything does, and then what that job requires for you to do. And then so I'd be like, selling the parking tickets, and then afterwards he'd put me to charge like the entrance or collect tickets or whatever. Yeah. And I mean, that was the first job, but it's not like, it was more like of a job here and there. Whenever he needed me, he would tell me, he was like, let's go to work, and I'd be like, all right. And then I mean, my main job. I mean, when I actually got a job, I mean,
Yeah.
was like Hollister. I remember I was shopping at Hollister, and then I remember there was just this one jacket that I liked. I thought it looked okay, and then I remember that they were hiring, and that's when I was like filling the application out. And next thing you know, they got back to me, and that's how I got my first job, Hollister.
And how old are you?
Probably like 16, 17.
Damn.
I remember. Yeah.
Damn. That's Julie. That's Julie next year. We're gonna put her in a job.
No.
No, I don't think so. But I remember Julian got that job, and I remember because we go and we get the discount. And
Yeah.
we get
I mean,
clothes.
I remember that job was so chill. I mean,
Yeah.
I was cool with everybody there, and then like I was just like in the back, like opening up like the new shipping boxes, and then just taking all the clothes out, tagging them, and then just putting them away. It'd be so chill. Like I like that job, but it's just like a job when you're in high school. You just want to get money or whatever. I mean, to like start out.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good paying job. That's what I'm saying. Especially back then, probably get paid like $12.
Damn.
Yeah.
You getting ripped off, Jay.
No.
But like I was
And then-
saying,
Oh.
and then
Uh-huh.
you started working for Dad.
Yeah.
When did you start
I
working
mean,
for Dad?
And that's when
Like-
when I was gonna go to the Marines.
Yeah, I had
and
that
then-
there too.
So I was gonna go to the Marines like after high school. but
Okay,
then-
we gotta get into
but-
that. We gotta put a pause on the working. We gotta go into the Marine stuff because before you graduated,
Uh-huh.
I remember finding out one day that you were gonna go to the Marines. I remember somebody told me. I don't know if you told me or Ma told me. I was like, "What the f?
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers going to the Marines?" Like I never thought about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying that he was like, he talked about ROTC one time because that's when he was he was leaving high school. I was starting to go in, and I was about to.
I was
join.
never in ROTC. I mean, I was gonna start it,
Yeah,
but
I remember you saying that.
they f***ed up my schedule. Ended up being in this other class, which is like a 4-year class, you could say, and it's like construction and design, and I liked it.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to pursue like a career in that, like an architect or something. And so I wanted to go to college, but I remember I was thinking I don't want to put like that as a peso, like on that, the burden on that, or even I'd probably help him out like paying for the college or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'd probably need a little bit of help from him. But I was like, so I remember this one recruiter. Oh, at Hollister, I met this one recruiter talk to me, and she was telling me everything about it. And that's when, I don't know, when you're growing up, and then somebody starts telling you something, and they start getting into your head, and you're like, oh, maybe let me look into it, And that's where that's where I started looking into it, and that's when
They're
I called
really
whatever.
good.
Yeah, bro, those motherfuckers, they're like salespeople, like salesmen.
They'll get into it, be like, have you ever felt purpose? Like, like, they'll like,
Bro, I remember after I didn't go, I was like, bro, I was so brainwashed. What the
yeah.
f-?
They tried it with me, and I kept saying
Man,
I wouldn't
that's
even like
crazy.
talk to them back because I was like, they're gonna get to me. I was like, I'm gonna just
Yeah.
shut, and especially because I was in ROTC, so they were like coming to me,
Mhm.
and I was like, I just remember like shutting them off. I was like, I'm not going. I'm not
Yeah,
going.
and then they're like really resilient.
Yeah,
like, they'll
and
fucking.
I kept saying I'm not going. They're like, but if you don't want, you can put your just number down. And
I remember-
no.
I
And they
remember,
kept
like,
talking. Like, how's your day going? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. You know how your day could be going. Like,
Oh, that one guy got me good. Like, I guess the guy who I talked to, he was like, I could come around like during your school time and then get you out of class. And I was like,
Yeah.
get me out of class? I was like, fuck it, just a little bit of time. and then after that, I was already in his grasp.
the same guy I think was at the RTC. They go on they'll take up the entire class.
I don't think
Like,
the same guy, because like I guess the way they do it is like so they're always like changing people because they're always getting stationed
Mhm.
different places. So
I know
I mean,
they get
he
a
probably-
reward for every new person they sign.
they get money. I'm pretty sure they get some type of bonus, but I'm not sure, but anyway, so that was it. I mean, and I was like, because the guy told me, the Marines, after you become one, they could pay for your school, whatever. And I was like, oh, that'd be good.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, that's a good idea. But I didn't really want to go. It's not like, it just came out the blue, and it just like, it took over what I was going to do. Because I didn't want to work with that. That was never my plans. I always told myself I don't want to work with that. Right before, I think it was like a month, or maybe 2 months before I was going to get shipped out to boot camp. And then I remember they were giving out these grants, so I applied for one, and I got it. So I was like, oh, I don't really gotta go anymore. You know, the grant was probably like for 2 semesters, maybe like for 1 year. I don't know. I don't remember if they're gonna give another one depending how you did. I'm not sure. But then I was like, maybe after then, let's just let a year go by, and if everything's good, then I don't know. I'll just figure out maybe get a loan or something. Cause I didn't want to take any loans. Cause I didn't want any debt. And then
But then you go to the like the before boot camp or something like that. I remember you went somewhere for like 2 days or something, or a day, or like the weekend.
yeah, I mean it's like this one place, and like it's like I feel like this like where they test you, like if you're eligible to become a Marine, like they ask you like certain questions. You know, you got to be clean.
Jason
And you
can't
gotta
go,
like
so
health wise, you gotta be good. They don't want like
Yeah,
you know they don't want you for defects or something. I think.
yeah.
But it was really interesting. It was really when I went, I was like, that was pretty cool. You know.
I remember you went. I remember waking up. Or no. I remember that morning. You had woken up really early, right? And I remember because I heard you guys moving, and I was awake all night. And I was awake all night that night watching Netflix, like a show that I found on Netflix. So it was like 6 in the morning. I was still awake watching, and I heard that. I was like, and then I went downstairs. I was like, I was pretending like I had just woken up, right? And then I did that so Mom could make me a sandwich, because I remember she put you a sandwich, like a ham and cheese sandwich to go. And I remember I was like, oh, I gotta go say a ham and cheese sandwich. I remember eating that, and I knocked out. I didn't wake up till like 3 p.m. that day. I just remember that really well.
This reminded me
That
of
just
like
reminded me of something.
Like
No,
in
I
my
just- it's
mind,
reminded-
and then he's just like talking around.
No, it's because I remember that morning. I remember just like eating a good ham and cheese sandwich with like a side of chips.
Bro,
Well, you guys, Mom would go drop you off. But yeah,
So yeah, that's when I went to school, and then I remember, but I went to PG, and then I wasn't. They didn't have what I wanted to do. They didn't have a major for architecture, so they put me in business, and I should have tried better, but I wasn't really like trying, because I mean it's not what I. In my head, it was like I don't really gotta be in the school. I mean, because it's not like I feel like these credits that I'm getting, they're gonna be pointless if I'm gonna end up transferring, because I ended up transferring to a different one. And then that's when I liked that. Well, I transferred to AACC, and then it was pretty good. And then, but I was having a problem with like transferring like the credits. I ended up paying it out of pocket. But anyways, but I remember that class was pretty interesting. You know, and then that's when like COVID hit. So then that's when Dad needed help. You know, at the restaurant, and he was like, I used to like just work, I think weekends maybe or something like that. And then that's when so you know, to let like some people go and then like reduce the cost for the labor, I ended up helping him out, and that's why slowly I ended up just staying there. And then that's where I'm at.
and that's your.
And it's not like I mean it's giving me a lot, and it's not a bad job, but it's something I don't want to see myself doing.
Yeah, it's funny because everything you say, everything you lead onto, you're leading onto. Like it's like you're reading my script, bro. Look, look where we at. Like it's literally like you're reading off of my page, because everything you're talking about is leading into the other thing. But that just means I did a really good timeline. Because
It just means you should have asked better questions.
No, it's just when you imagine this whole conversation happened, I had to just think off the brain. What led on? What's after this? What's after that?
Yeah.
But I don't want to just keep asking like, how did you feel? Like, you know, it's the next thing was quarantine, because that's when I was like quarantine. That's when you started work at MXL, or at least that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And it was like everything was shutting down, so you had to do like you guys were starting to do the kind of like the Chipotle side of MXL.
Yeah, and then like I feel like social media would help us like a lot, but I never been into social media. I remember I just used the Instagram to like, you know, just see what my friends were doing or whatever, right? And then I remember like it was so clear, and this like to me it hit me when I think I was gonna post something, and I was like, wait, how the do I even post? Like where do you even go to like edit your pictures or whatever, or like
On what?
or how do you go to make a story or whatever? And I was like, damn, I felt like a boomer. And then I was like, I was still pretty young. You know, I was like 19 or 20. I don't know, because I just don't post at all.
I
don't-
always like social media.
It's
Or
just
I always
like-
videos,
and then
like
after-
YouTube videos.
Yeah, and then after my account got deleted, and I started a new one, and then the one that I have right now, which is just to myself or people that I know.
This is the app.
No, I don't have that many, but to me, you could say it's plenty
Yeah.
on Instagram because I'm private. It's like 100 something.
Make it public, motherfucker.
100, like, I just don't like all these people like looking at my.
But there's no
my shit.
there's no cons of it.
I don't-
That's how I see it. There's no con.
I
Like
don't know.
crazy con.
I guess.
But quarantine.
I feel like. Oh, sorry.
No, keep going.
It's just like social media catches my interest like a little bit. Like seeing you,
Yeah.
it does pique my interest.
I
Like
remember
I
you
feel
used
like
It's very. It's
You used
that's
to
why I
not
like
like
that's why I like
TikTok,
giving you
remember?
ideas because I like maybe living off like
yeah.
maybe through your life. Like I
Yeah.
like seeing what you put out, and I like seeing how people respond.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
But I remember I was the first one. And I think his entire family to have had TikTok because I remember coming downstairs one day. I
Yeah.
had TikTok on my phone and Julian had pointed it out. He was like, "Oh, you got TikTok."
Yeah.
It was very early on,
Yeah,
very.
very.
But it
I
was
ju-
good.
uh-huh.
It was good. If you were like early on TikTok when it was
Yeah.
called TikTok in the beginning. Like in the very beginning when they just had changed and everything, it was really good. Like everything was so
Yeah.
good, entertaining. And I was trying to
I
tell
remember I used to make
Julian,
fun of him.
I was trying to tell Julian and Julie like, "Oh, this is so good.
I
Like
remember
this,
used to-
this is
I
like
remember,
you're gonna
that's
fucking
for girls, something like that, right?
And I was like, you're gonna download it in a few months or something because it was growing so big and it was so entertaining.
I remember I got so attached to TikTok that I was like, I need to delete it. I ended up deleting it for a couple days.
No, I saw that as soon as I saw like the beginning of it, I was like, wow, this is gonna be so big.
Yeah.
And I tried telling them. I remember like I would always watch TikTok all the time, and I was so interested.
Yeah.
And I would always try it, but I didn't know what to post in the very beginning because I was doing the hat videos in the beginning too.
I like social media because
Yeah.
like there's so much content on there for
Yeah.
everybody. There's
Mhm.
like YouTube died once TikTok came up, YouTube started going down. I mean, right now I feel
yeah.
like it's pretty good. I mean, like, when you want to watch long videos,
I feel like it depends on what your age is at.
Yeah.
And if you're growing on TikTok, like if you're born,
because I used to just stay on YouTube
Yeah.
before TikTok all the time.
yeah. And I think it's just the algorithm's better on TikTok. On
Yeah.
YouTube, it's not that good. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna find like brand new
Yeah.
YouTubers. You'll find fucking
Unless
new
like you
TikToker
watch
every day.
Unless you see clips on TikTok of like
Yeah, and then
something's
that,
happening, it piques your interest. You want to watch the full video.
yeah, that's what everybody clips on TikTok. And same
Yeah.
thing for streamers. That's what I said. If TikTok were to go away, then streamers would be kind of because that's
Yeah.
where all they put all their clips.
No, that's true.
Unless you're like
Uh,
already watching.
Unless like you're really entertaining,
Yeah.
and you know,
But that's where like Instagram's gonna come in the future though.
That's what I was
or you know, Twitter.
Yeah.
fucking
But
love
I don't really,
Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter. That's
There's a
the
whole bunch of
thing.
clips. That's how I keep up with Speed's thing.
But quarantine,
Anyways,
that's when I was watching TikTok all the time. I was watching. We're home all the time. Jason stayed here for like a year
Yeah.
straight. He did his school from here.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a fun time.
yeah, I
right?
know. And because we're staying up every night to 5,
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Playing
playing.
Xbox.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like,
Fortnite
I feel
was.
like that's
did
when we really got closer to his friends too.
Oh yeah, because
Mine?
like
Mel and Christian.
Yeah.
and like we on like random days would Julian's friends would come over. We'd play basketball in the backyard. We'd go play
Yeah.
soccer in a field because everything was closed. And everything was empty.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot we are doing. We'd stay up very late. Me and Jason we wake up till like 2 p.m.
If I
or 3
keep,
p.m.
You know, bending down.
We'd go downstairs. We'd eat breakfast. We'd come upstairs and then play Xbox for the whole day. But I said this last time too, or not last time, a few episodes ago, that I knew I was too young to do anything at that time. I couldn't really like drive. I couldn't really. If I were to do videos, who's gonna watch this like a 14-year-old kid? And I always said that. And that's why I said I used that
You
time
started
to.
TikTok at 14?
No, but I
Oh.
said I was 14 or like around that age. I was like 15, 16. I was who's gonna watch like this little kid make videos. I was like I'm gonna just use this time to game and
Yeah.
like have fun,
Mhm.
and that's what I did. And then I remember I was just like I
Oh,
called
another
it.
thing. Would you guys be interested in watching Tony play video games?
I don't think
on
well video
Twitch?
games aren't big at all right now. At least I don't
You
watch
don't think
anybody
so?
who plays video games.
Feel
I
like-
guess.
I don't.
Like that's a risk right there.
What? Oh,
Look at that.
it is a risk I think
What?
because when we play video games,
Oh, yeah.
it's because
Oh,
when
Tony Uncensored.
not-
It's funny.
it's because I'm not I don't play I
When
don't
he
play, I'm
starts
not
raging-
good. I'm
when
not
he
good
starts
at
raging and he starts insulting people. That's funny.
I'm not good at any. I'm not really good at any game too much. You know, like the
Mhm.
best game I say I'm best at is Rocket League, and I still think
Yeah.
I'm the best. Like out of all of us,
Alright.
even our friends. Rocket League,
I mean,
I'm
I'm some
good.
shit at Rocket League. I'm gonna play.
And in Fortnite, I'm okay. I'm not even like everybody's. Too,
All right, let's
like-
get back on topic.
Yeah. But this is kind of the topic. Like this is what we're doing. This is all we're doing.
Oh
quarantine.
shit. Oh yeah.
Quarantine was all video games, and then we would all stay up, and since we were awake for so long, we get hungry at
I think
6
she's
a.m. and we'd be ordering like food. We try to like find anything that was open on DoorDash, and then we found like a pizza place one time. It was like 4 a.m. We found like this little place that made like these square like like little personal pizzas that were like this small. I remember that we got those pizzas.
I think.
I remember like most of the times because I remember Jason showed me DoorDash one time, and it's like the phone was glowing. Like he showed it to me, and I didn't know what it was. And then after that, we just start ordering so much food. We'd order McDonald's. I remember we get like fraps. That's all we did quarantine.
The bundles.
Any memories that stick out from quarantine, or how did you? Do you think you enjoyed your quarantine time? I enjoyed it. I was in school and I was.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I was just working. I don't really remember much of quarantine. Like my memory's so bad. Like I'm telling you, I gotta really think into it, or maybe look through the pictures and see what the fuck I was doing. I think I was just working. Probably had Bella like around that time, or was it earlier? It was probably like around there.
No, it was.
It was around there, right?
Because I started. Remember, you were gonna pull up to one of my games, and they got canceled. And that's like when you had just gotten in Bella.
Oh yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, it was just work. I remember, and then I remember I was also getting paid. I'm gonna put this in. I was getting paid like by like the stimulus check. I was making hella bank back there.
Yo, you were saving up for the car. I remember that.
I didn't get one of my checks. I don't know where that shit went, bro.
Yeah,
I was promised a computer.
And then things happen.
Yeah, but quarantine was pretty fun. In my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, but you're still like in school.
I know. That's why I'm saying like after what's it called? After quarantine, you went back to work with dad. You're still working at the nightclub / restaurant. So what are the pros and what are the cons that you see working there, like at the nightclub / restaurant? Because when I worked there, I could see the pros and cons.
Yeah, I mean, pros, the pay is pretty good. Also like creating my own schedule, like especially like right now with my kid, with my daughter. The first month has been really good, having a flexible schedule because it's first month and you're trying to work everything out. And sometimes I don't get that much sleep. So yeah, I mean, what else? Oh, like if we have it's a family business, and if we ever have parties, the catering always helps all of us.
Yeah.
Also, like the place is pretty big. If you also want to do something there, like I had my baby shower there because save us a little bit more money.
Oh yeah.
Graduation.
Oh yeah, so it's like free spots, like
I mean, you just learn a lot of cool things, and then I haven't really associated with a lot of people, but my dad has like introduced me to some people that are pretty interesting, which one day I'd want to talk to them more, but everybody has like their things going on.
I feel like
it's especially right now, it's like really this kind of like a con. I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, like the role that I got right now, it's a lot of work. Sometimes I feel like, if I'm being honest, like I try to do my best, but sometimes I'm like, I feel like I could do better. Maybe it's because like it's new.
Yeah.
And nobody's really teaching me it.
Yeah.
But anyways, now we can start with the cons, I guess. Con, sometimes the people you work with, which is probably like a big con of mine that I don't, it's like why I don't want to see myself doing this for very, very long. It's like the people, with the people you work with, it's like they have different attitudes or different mindsets, and different personalities, and they're not really ones that want to be around me forever. I'm just like, right now, I'm just like dealing with it. Even though dad says, why look anywhere else when we got the family business, but I pray, something, I think of something, or you never know, a better opportunity presents itself.
That's exactly what I thought when I went to work, when I was working with y'all. When I go to work with you in the morning, that summer that I worked, or when we work on the fucking weekends, I basically saw most of the stuff that I would be doing if I were to work there, let's say right now.
It's kind of like,
so I didn't want to be there. I was like, I'm not trying to do this. And but that's because I already knew I wanted to do social media. I just didn't know what to post at the time.
Yeah.
But
Um.
the cons like come home late.
Yeah.
come
Another
home
one's
late.
come home late.
And that's how I ended up in 2 accidents. So imagine if I was
and,
still
and
there.
sometimes
Oh,
like,
no.
and also like sometimes when you're working on like events outside the place.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I mean, it's con, but it's pro. Cause I mean, it also depends on how it goes. Cause it'll be a good event,
Mm-hmm.
and it's worth the, it's worth
The hard work.
the hard work, and also
sacrifices.
like the sleep depriving that
yeah.
you have to do. Cause you
Yeah.
gotta drive, depending on where the event is. You gotta drive a certain amount of hours,
Mhm.
and then you gotta. So sometimes you start working from Saturday,
Yeah.
and you keep working until like
Monday.
Monday morning.
It's because
Or it just depends. Like, I mean, I haven't really, cause just the role that I'm in, it doesn't really like give me the options to like work like the whole weekend. Cause sometimes I think other people that are in charge of more things, they start from Friday and then they don't finish until Monday morning, let's say. And then I mean, but it also goes with good reward, you know.
Yeah.
But also depending on how everything went.
Yeah.
So, for most part, like me, it's been pretty good. I mean, I get tired. Like at the end of it, I do get tired, and I come back home, and I feel like I'm yapping. I lost where I was.
It's
No,
because
it's
you
on
have
topic.
to.
It's on topic.
It's because you're talking, but you're kind of like you're getting like I feel
Yeah,
like
I
your
feel like in
brain
my
is
head, like,
sidetracking a little
Yeah,
bit.
because I start thinking like,
Yeah,
I was
it's,
trying to
it's
like
I'll
explain
put
it.
you- Yeah, I feel like your job is you can't really explain it because there's a lot
Mm.
that goes on.
Mm.
Because you have to do this, and then on some days you'll do this. Especially
Yeah.
if you guys have events at the end of the month, you have to start preparing. Even like while you're working, you have to start preparing. Because I remember when I would work
Mhm.
there
Mhm.
making tacos. Then you would be working there with me, but then you have to go to the back to go prepare stuff for that, do stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the night, you have to stay there longer to do stuff, and then you have to prepare. You have to call people. You have to take this. You have to take that. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and
Mhm.
also you can't really like how do you say it? It's hard to like manage, especially
Sorry.
it's hard to manage like getting a good amount of sleep, even though because like there's you're basically jumping from one thing to one thing, and you're on the schedule, you know. So you're working on Friday night, then come back home, sleeping, doing whatever you have to, then going back to work, doing the same thing again on Saturday night or whatever, and then the events on Sunday. You have to go from there to there, and then you're back to work on Monday.
Mm.
You know, it's just like jumping from one thing to one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something when I was small, like, and I wasn't really working with that much, but I saw what he would do, and
Yeah.
I kind of was starting to get an understanding of what he was
Uh-huh.
doing. He meets like different artists, and I always thought like, you know, it'd be a good idea. This is way before you started doing like Polaroid series or whatever.
Mhm.
I always thought it was a good idea since he has his office downstairs, right? And then just start taking pictures of all these like celebrities he
Mhm.
does meet, because I saw that he does have some, but it's like in his
Yeah.
early years.
yeah.
Like, and then which those people are like pretty big artists now, you know.
But Dad
And
doesn't
then-
care about artists.
Yeah, he
Like,
doesn't- he
he
doesn't-
said that to us. Like he's like every time he
But
meets somebody,
that's
he
what I'm
doesn't really
saying.
care.
Or like that's what I was thinking about. Like, you know, if since I wasn't working with them, and then the other people that do work with them
Yeah.
with him, they don't. I guess they don't have that idea, or it's not like something they would think about, you know. Or, anyways, but you know, just start like there's something for Dad actually. It's just like, you know, filling up the wall with pictures of all the artists he meets
Yeah.
until like present time. And then that's when I had that idea, but it's not. I don't know every single group. I hear maybe like one or two songs of each one.
Mhm.
Sometimes I don't even know who they are, but you know, other people do.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what kind of I was telling you, you know, sometimes when we do bring like certain artists, I feel like they could benefit you. Even if you don't, you probably do know their song, but you don't even know them. You know, like sometimes, like I think when we brought Grupo Frontera,
Mhm.
I
I feel
didn't
like that
know
was
them.
that was a really good group that was just taking off, right? And you could have got a pic. I got a picture of him, you know. But and that's what I'm saying. Like if I did social media too, which I in my head never would do, you know, I feel like I could have had a good following. I feel like people find that interesting, or at least I would, because you know, not everybody has the job that I have, you know, or that my brothers or my dad has, you know, and especially they're not. Nobody's like that. Nobody like that is doing social media. I don't think so. You know, it's like every weekend they're meeting new artists, and then maybe you don't know them, but a lot of other people do. Like Grupo Frontera, when Luis Arre Conricas was first taking off. I remember I went to see him in North Carolina, and then he came here to Maryland. When we first brought him, it was like packed. But yeah, I feel like if I did social media, I could have made like really good videos, you know. Or like, you know, just different groups like Inquietos or whatever.
No, I mean, I don't think you're bad. Like, you haven't really done social media, but the social media you have run is the MXL one for the food, and that one did good. I feel like if you were to keep doing it,
but it's not like that's the thing. Like, I feel like I have to like something for me to keep going. Because I mean, the food page that I did start, I liked how you helped me at it, but I was running on your time too. Like, cause you'd help me edit the videos. Cause I don't really know. Cause I tell you, I don't go on social media. I don't really know how to edit videos and all that. I'd want to learn.
It's very easy.
I'm pretty sure. Cause I did that one video. Remember the first video, and then I told you I was like, "This is good," and you showed me. I was like, "You see how you keep cutting?" And I was like, "Now let me show you how to do it." And it was like really smooth. And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Wow."
But
it was like such small difference, but
yeah.
Like
I feel like you just have to spend more time with it.
But yeah, I think it's just the longer you spend with it, because the most of I remember I did the exact same edits for the longest time, and then one day randomly I'm like, why did I do that? And then I just changed one thing, and it changed like everything. But you don't notice it so very long after. You have to keep doing it in order to like actually for yourself to see what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And then that's why I don't really like the only con is the editing. The editing was my like least favorite part. That's why I always find editors for my YouTube. If I were to have edit a YouTube video, I'd never post a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It takes forever.
And I just forget a post on there, or like it's not, even though it's not my passion, I should be keeping up to with it, because you know it's bringing us more customers or whatever.
I feel like that's what other people
but
do.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like I'm telling you, like I'm not like a social media guy. Like there's a lot of ideas I've had, like you know I guess you guys have seen like the coconut where like they open it and then splash people with the water and they're like,
or like
know, but I'm not like exactly. Yeah, but I'm not like I don't feel like being in front of camera, being that person, and I don't have anybody else. So I'm just like, and then other than that, I have like, you know, I could take a picture of the food and then post it, but I'm not on it. I feel like sometimes because like I'm already doing something else, or I just forget.
Yeah. Let's always write down stuff to do or to remember before I film. Like always check what I have to do. Remember like to think about like this. I always try to think of it like this is what the other person's watching right now. Are they gonna watch? Are they gonna listen to this? Like do this? Are you gonna play? You have to like kind of like it's entertainment. So you have to be entertaining. You know.
Yeah. And
that's why I have to like you have to do like a little bit like dumb stuff, not like crazy dumb, because there's people who like do dumb stuff to get a reaction like on general, you know. I don't really do that, so I have to find a way to be interesting but not do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like that, I was just trying to see the pros and cons, like if anybody wanted to work there or anybody like was to like start their own restaurant.
I mean, I'm like a worker, if you want to say. Everybody else is like my other brothers are like running it, and sometimes I don't really like how they do things, because it's not that organized, and sometimes you can see the outcome of what they put out, and then there was like you could put more effort like to me, but I'm just like, how do you want me to do it if I'm not in that position to do it? I mean, they don't really let me, or they don't really like, they haven't really taught me.
But yeah, then that's the pros of having your own company. I feel like nobody's really taught me how to do any of the shirt stuff, so I do it how I want to.
Yeah.
And maybe it takes me longer that way, but at least I get to do how I want to. I get to put out whatever I want. And yeah, I mean, I was just curious too, because I've seen the pros and cons. I didn't like working there, not because of like the job, but I just didn't like the environment. Like I don't know. It's like everybody there. If you're working at a nightclub, you're gonna like start picking up like drinking habits, you know.
I don't think that's true. It's just because I don't have a drinking habit. Like when I'm working, I don't drink. I mean, if I do, it'd just be like one drink and then play pool with somebody else, and that'd be like the whole night, you know. But I have like there's already somebody like in charge of like what has to be in charge. But I'm just there to like close.
But I got out from doing the Polaroids. I feel like that's when I stopped working there after I started, because I took so much time in that. Like that took forever for to post one video. And then when I go to work at MXL, I would have to take the photo there, or I'd to edit the video beforehand, and then go to work. And I remember you like rushed me because I remember I show up late, but like everybody would show up late at that time. And I would do the
like me right now.
Yeah, late. I know. But I just want to see because I asked a couple every time I have somebody on the podcast. I would be like, "What did you think when I started the Polaroid series?" Because I never like, you know,
damn, somebody said
like your first initial thought, like when you saw it. I don't know when. I don't know if you saw it.
I thought it was a good idea. I think that was my first impression. I think like when I was like, why are you doing these videos? It was probably before that. When it was I think you were doing like a hat video. You know.
Oh yeah, those is because I wanted to post, but I didn't know what to post, so I started making.
At first, I was like
videos of me.
I was like,
hands.
I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna keep up with it because it was like new.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you weren't a social media guy neither.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna keep up with it. And then I think I remember like a couple of videos in, I was like, I thought it was a good idea of what you originally thought it was gonna turn out to be. And I was like, I remember I was in an apartment, and I was telling Caroline, and I was like, watch him be really big, and watch him one day meet Logan Paul. I always thought like you were gonna make it, or
you still can make it, tell me.
I know.
I mean, but what I meant, like your end goal of those films were to make one of Logan Paul, or like I always thought he was gonna meet him, and I feel like he can. I'm not saying he can't, but not be the Polaroid series no more.
But it's because like I don't know.
But I mean, he's busy, so it's hard. And he did reach out, but I thought you were gonna do good, and I'm glad everything's turning out how it's turning out. I just feel like I'm always telling you, and I don't know at the end of the day, but I always would like to see more content because I remember I'd always watch your content, always watch it, and I remember Caroline would be like, "Why do you like his videos so much?" I was like, "I don't know, they're entertaining to me."
But it gets played out like.
I'm not saying just like. I guess the Polaroids did get played out a couple times because they were like.
And now people want me to do it, but I'm not gonna do it because I feel like if I were to do it, I would have to wait like 10 years and then do it. Because then if I were to do it like in 10 years,
it's just like you need like a project. I feel like you need a project.
Yeah,
like
but
a reason.
so hard. You don't understand. I've been thinking, and like this one I did, I literally
not
started.
Every day. Not every day. I wasn't thinking.
No. The one I was gonna start, the one I did start. It's not an everyday thing because you can't do that an everyday thing because like you have to wait on people. But I literally filmed the first episode. I had all the stuff right here already to film the second, and then that's when my stomach started hurting. That's when I want to go have diarrhea in the bathroom, and that's when I was like sitting down for these past 2 days. Yeah. And then after these 2 days, we're supposed to go to the beach. So I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it till I get back, and that kind of like cleared this week's schedule. And I was like, I'm gonna just go to the beach and do it when I get back. We didn't end up going to the beach, so I was gonna redo it, but then I was like, like now that Jay's is here, I might as well get a YouTube video and do this. That's what I'm saying. I have to kind of like choose where I want to post. Yeah. I want to post more on YouTube because I feel like YouTube is more fun. You get to do more.
I've been telling you gotta make more YouTube videos.
And everybody who does YouTube kind of goes away from TikTok, and I'm not going away from it like totally, but like sometimes it has more work to like focus on
ideas I like
TikTok.
Santi, like I guess his group's ideas, like that lawn mowing one.
Yeah, they're very good, and that's why I want to collab with them because I feel like I want to like learn from them a little bit. I feel like I could like get some advice because I feel like they're really good on it. But they have a group. It's a group. Anytime there's a group, like a good group, that's what works. Like AMP and everybody, they all have groups, but there's nobody around here. That's the hardest part. So most of the time, the content I do is by myself. And that's why it's kind of like I get bored.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was curious.
I feel like right now you're in a cloud because you gotta think of something fresh. I mean, the vlogs are nice, but you gotta think of something.
I know, but it's very hard, and that's why I've been focusing more on the brand because I was like that I could actually manage, and I can like choose, and that's why I've been sending out to more people because that's how I get to meet more people, and from other people to see it, and also say, but it's hard to think of ideas if the only content is yourself, and
I told you should go around. I mean, if at least you're gonna do vlogs, at least. Go out.
That's why I went out with Jay.
Because
I didn't care when we were recording. I felt like Jay kind of got shy.
I was telling you, I'm tired, bro. I'm telling you as a viewer, I'm tired of watching you go to the gym every day, drink your fucking coffee,
I don't show
make
that
your bag
anymore.
of
That's why I don't show that anymore.
I was like,
that's what I was saying. I was like, I can't do a day in the life.
And why'd you make them 2 videos?
What?
Why are you
What?
stretching them out?
What are you talking about?
Your
You're
vlogs.
talking about like you used to do the Polaroid and then you do a day in the life.
It's because together.
That's not what I'm saying.
No. He's talking about the day in
No.
life because
Exactly.
if it's one video, nobody's gonna stay on TikTok and watch a 5
But you stretch it out,
video.
but you
and it
stretch out
worked,
the-
though.
Long parts, like making them regular.
Because some people, it's hard to choose when you're doing it. It's hard to choose to. You're trying to like think. Do people find this interesting? And also, what I noticed, I can't do those anymore because I narrate what I do, and at some point, people are like, "We heard this already." Like,
Yeah.
then I have to keep thinking about what the to talk about other than. And I'd want like a cameraman. That's what I've been trying to look for. Since Jason's here, I've been using him as a cameraman.
Bro,
That's
I
how
don't
we got a
even mind
vlog
being
out.
a cameraman, bro.
But he got a little bit shy. I could tell he was
That's
getting
right now, though.
No. He was. Yeah, I'm saying yeah.
Because like
That's,
it's
yeah,
hard. Because
I know.
Like
I'm
I
not-
don't
I'm
see
not
him.
telling
I don't
to
see him
stay.
making a drive from Baltimore every day.
That's what I'm saying. But I used him for what I could yesterday to film, and he got kind of shy because I was talking and we were walking. Those people. I felt like he was
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
getting
yeah,
shy.
yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
really getting shy.
Now,
I've got used to
literally-
it.
I literally what, but like some people were kind of like looking like they didn't want to be on camera. So I was like,
Nah, don't give a. But unless they come up to you and say anything, don't give a. Like that.
But other than that, I think I
Look,
did a
you
good
know,
job.
you know
bro.
what? You know what helped me? You know what helped me be better, like to talk in front of people. Is when one day I didn't post this, but I went to the mall and I had the camera and I was talking to the camera like by myself.
Oh yeah.
That
Remember you
shit
told
made me feel like
like a weirdo.
yeah, and it helped me because now when we did that, I was like, at least I have Jason here, so now they're
Mhm.
looking at 2 people. But I didn't really care. We're walking in, we're saying stuff, but like
I
I
would-
couldn't really talk to anybody with me. Like I wouldn't.
I would want to do it, but you gotta go to my schedule.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Same thing when Sean was on here. I had to work around
But
his
I could
schedule,
make
and I did, but he still wouldn't come. That's the problem. What?
Yeah.
I should make sure everything's good. But yeah, and I want more people on my content, but it's just hard to get people on my content.
I wonder how many views we're
That's
gonna
why-
get in
that's
this
why-
video.
Who on this video? I have no
Yeah.
idea. Probably a good amount. If I title
For
it
every
and do a
shout out-
thumbnail. Oh, we gotta do.
For every shout out everybody gives, Tony's gonna donate $50 to every person.
To charity.
Stop lying, cause that's a lot of money. That's all I
I'm
gotta say.
joking.
Yeah, Julian
Look,
hit a
no,
push
alright.
up.
We
gotta
gotta
think of
remember
something.
After
Hey,
this.
Hey, is there a way you could give out a shirt, at least one?
Yeah.
It'd be like
Whoever
everybody
makes a clip of this podcast and post it, whoever gets the most amount of views and use this hashtag when they post a clip of this podcast, whoever gets the most amount of view for the clip, gets a free shirt, but in whatever size they want. But you have to clip a part of this podcast and post it and use this
Clip?
hashtag in your video. Boom.
I don't
That's
know.
it.
I don't know if they should just share it.
No, because then I'm not gonna be able to find
Oh,
it.
one
I'm
thing,
not gonna be able to
I
find
feel
it.
like you should fix your thumbnails. Your thumbnails are on YouTube for the
Oh.
podcast. They look. they
It's
kinda
because
look
I
kinda
keep forgetting.
bland,
It's because I keep forgetting to take
you know?
thumbnails.
I don't feel like
I keep
reading
yeah.
like
I-
that thing on the side. Like today, I watched yours.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it was his idea. I could probably think of something, but
Mhm.
yeah. But it's because also I keep forgetting to take thumbnails after podcasts. So after this, we gotta take photos
Okay.
of like you have to do a face or something, you know? Yeah. And that's the hard part. I always forget. So then I have to look at my camera roll and choose photos, and sometimes they don't work.
Okay.
We got very fucking side off track.
All right. Come on.
We're
we gotta
almost
finish
done.
this because
We
I
got
gotta
2
go.
more.
I gotta go.
You're a dad. How's it being a dad? Your baby was right here, but we kicked it out the room because she was making too much noise. Now go.
No, we kicked it because she was hungry.
We kicked it.
We kicked it.
We kicked it out.
I'm just kidding. No, it's good. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I like waking up. I like waking up.
I wait like,
I like waking
5 in
up
the
to her.
morning. They're crying.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like when I let Caroline sleep in, because we take turns every time she wakes up, and to feed her. So I like just looking at her face and like she looks so
Like
she looks so
waking up to
cute.
something.
Like she looks so cute, and then she's just like
She's so fat.
like you start thinking like, wow, this is my baby. You know, I'm a
It's your semen.
raise her. I'm gonna raise her to be like the best kid she could ever be. Like, I mean,
You're gonna be the best father.
yeah.
It's not working out how you're thinking, bro. Because
I was gonna say
last
something,
night,
but then I was like,
yesterday,
never mind.
yesterday I caught her wearing a do rag.
Yeah, she looked funny, but she's.
Bro,
Who got her to do
I mean,
rag?
it's
I got her the do rag.
it's really
She's a
it's really
thug.
cool. Like, I feel like obviously it's a bigger responsibility,
Uh-huh.
and now I feel like I gotta like do it the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pick anyone better to have a kid with than with my wife because I feel like she's the best. She takes care of her better than I could. Like, she understands her so good. Like, when she's crying, she's like, oh, this is wrong with her. She's always like, when I wake up and I'm about to feed her, she already has the bottle ready.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just feed her. I just try to do my part the best I can.
Are you like learning something new every day?
Yeah, I mean, everything that I know, I've learned like day to day. And even, and she teaches me a lot. Like Caroline, she teaches me a lot. Like she's bought like a lot of things that like for the baby, I guess, like, to relieve her from gases. Or even the way, I don't know, the way that I burped her the other day is because she taught me it.
Bro,
like to
Julian had his daughter like
yeah.
this. And then she actually burped. She was like,
yeah.
that shit was funny.
But she's so beautiful. She's so perfect. That's why I tell Caroline, I was like, we could have made a more perfect baby than her.
I remember they told me something went wrong, or like she had to come out, and I was like, I got scared. I was like, what the? I was like,
yeah. I mean, I was scared too. Yeah. I remember I was like in the moment, I was like, my face was like this, like, cause I couldn't believe like they're gonna do C-section, and I don't really, it's my first kid, so I was scared. What if something else went wrong?
Yeah,
cause you never know. But yeah, I think it's amazing.
Do you think having a baby changed you? Because everybody says like when you have a baby, it changes.
I mean,
do you think it's too early to ask that?
Not really, because I have changed that. What do you think? Like personal time.
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, like personal time. Like I can't. Like most of the time is going just to the baby.
Except when it's WW, you leave the baby at home, and then we go.
No, I mean just that one time.
Yeah,
though.
I'm joking.
But like I can't. I can't be like before. Like I can't tell you. Like yesterday when when you guys went to get that burger, I couldn't just be like, if I didn't have Celine, I could have been like, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I'm trying to think. What's the word? It's just my head is so blank. No, like personal time. There you go. My personal time is obviously cut, and I don't mind it. But yeah, no personal time. Like I played Xbox the other day because I told Caroline, I was like, go and do your nails, because she's been taking care of Celine a lot. I was like, go and do your nails, and then I'll take care of the baby. And then I got her to sleep, and she was sleeping like straight, her 3 hours. So during that time, I played Xbox. Like I could have been cleaning, but I was like, fuck, I'm gonna play Xbox a little bit because I haven't played Xbox. So I was like, that's the only thing. And then other than work, which I mean, it's not like personal time, but yeah, I mean, just more responsibility, and yeah, that's how she's changed me. I just feel more pressure to show out. That's why I want to go back to the gym, because maybe next year, maybe she's gonna be 1. I want to go out to the beach. I want to look better, and I want to take better family pictures. So I wanna do it the best way possible.
Yeah. But yeah, that
was it.
Yeah, that was it. We got cut, like this time we got sidetracked like twice, where we had to like cut. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell when we did that, because we had to take little breaks. But thank you guys. Well, let me say this. Thank you guys for coming on. Hope to have you guys on again.
I could do it again.
Yeah.
Or when are you gonna do it with
who?
Ivan Kicks.
Okay.
Who are you gonna do
either
next?
do it. I don't have like a specific. It's between 3 people: Juan, Ivan, and Jason. We can have Jason now. Because I had all these questions. I didn't really like go to him.
Trying to film him?
Huh? What do you mean?
When are you trying to do his?
Next week. Like I do week to week, so every week it's filmed. Like this, hopefully, is edited and I post it on the Tuesday next week, and then
that's gonna be the shortest
I
podcast ever.
But yeah, it's because he's very he doesn't really
boring.
Talk much. Like he doesn't express himself
very
when he
boring.
talks.
Very boring.
He doesn't express himself when he talks.
I'm boring.
And I wanted to get him on so he's more comfortable for when it's his turn.
I'm only boring because they ain't asked me good questions.
All right, bet.
I'm just kidding. No.
But yeah, so that's the plan. We between those 3 people for next week. But yeah, pretty long episode. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how long it is technically. This thing says.
Another thing in the comments they gotta answer. Do they like above an hour or below an hour? Because I'm telling Tony, a good podcast is like 45 to an hour, max.
I don't think so.
Anything above an hour, I'm already looking at it like, damn,
yeah.
I'm gonna stay around for an hour. For an hour plus to watch it. I mean, it just depends what you're watching too.
Yeah.
But either way, unless it's WWE, I'm not watching it
I
for that
love
long. Even Logan Paul.
podcasts.
Logan Paul.
I
Unless it's
love-
WWE. If it's somebody else, I'm just like,
I
fuck no.
love long podcasts. I can watch like a 5-hour podcast like nothing.
About anybody?
Anybody? Well, not anybody. I have to have like the podcast and the guests, because some guests are very bad. They're just there, you know.
Yeah.
Jason just there, just like joking. Because I want to see if he would time in at any times. And we kind of had to set him up. I want to see if he would cut through if I had said anything, you know. I was seeing.
All right.
But yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna catch you guys next time. We gotta take these thumbnails before I forget. Remember, we gotta take these thumbnails. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, put your post notification on so you can know when we drop every video or a new video every Tuesday at around like afternoon time ish. And yeah, see you guys next time.
Where's the Bible
Peace.
verse, huh?
Oh yeah, you actually reminded me.
That's good.
Told you.
It's good.
I'll be watching all of his content.
I didn't
Number
think you
one
fully
supporter.
watched it. I have an app. Got it.
That's a nice shirt, Jay.
Oh yeah, promote the brand in the
Know where I got
meantime.
it? Angelclub.com.
This is John 20:29. This says, when Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed.